Yo, what's going on YouTube? I'm back. Um, like I said on my last video about Anthony Joshua, man, I was pretty much been really into American politics, man. I've been following that hardcore. I haven't really been looking at anybody up on YouTube as far as boxing or whatnot. I did look at one channel. Do like a response video, give my opinions about a particular fight. But congratulations to Danny Garcia taking care of Samuel Vargas. I don't know anything about Samuel Vargas, and to be honest, I was working last Saturday night, man, and some guy mentioned like, "Oh, there's a fight going on tonight." I'm like who? And then he's like, "Oh boy." I'm like, man, I was like, man, Danny Garcia, man, he's fighting Keith Thurman, like 5 months from now or whatnot. But yeah, that I let you know where my head was at, with politics and stuff like that. I wasn't even following no sports and nothing like that, man. I was just focused on the presidential election. But anyway, man, yeah, I saw the fight, man. Right after work, I was like in and out, trying to stay awake, watching this fight. But I got through it, just trying to stay awake and whatnot, man, watching these fights and stuff like that. All three fights. What was it? Oh, what was it? Oh, Javier Fortuna versus this dude named Omar something, and then Jarrett Hurd. So I'm gonna give my opinions on that. Not about Fortuna, but not about Fortuna. We know who Fortuna is, man. He got caught in the first round, got knocked down. I'm not gonna give my opinions on that fight because we know how Javier Fortuna is just a accident waiting to happen. He's wild and whatnot. He's lucky to even have had a belt, but he's a fighter nonetheless. But getting back on Danny Garcia, right? Okay. I wasn't really impressed with the Samuel Vargas performance. Like I said, man, I like Danny, man. I like Danny. He's very consistent, methodical. He follows through on all of his punches. Yeah, he's hook happy, but he's very basic, man. And you can say what you want to say about him, but man, the dude was number one at 140. He beat Lucas Matisse, even though he suffered like two losses before he even fought Danny and stuff like that against boxers, but he was able to adjust and box and stuff like that. So you talk about Danny Garcia, who's able to beat Amir Khan, a man who had way faster hands than him and was lighting him up. But yet, the fact that he was able to keep his poise and whatnot, he was able to take care of business. So, like I say, man, Danny Garcia is one of my, favorite fighters. I like him. I root for him. He's got the dad and son combo with Angel Garcia in his corner and whatnot. He's been catching a lot of flack, so congratulations to him on the win. But outside of him, catching a lot of flack with his latest opponents, and his performance, he's finally fighting Keith Thurman. He's a WBC 147 champ. Whether you think he deserves it or not, he's got it. And he's a 140 reigning champ. You can make an argument whether he's a linear champion or not. But man, he's been making his dues and he's undefeated. But as far as his performance in the Samuel Vargas fight, I wasn't too impressed. He got the stoppage. He took care of business. Congratulations to him. But what I saw was, yeah, man, I didn't see greatness. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see greatness. Not and this is not a knock on Sammy Vargas, but I think he could have got him out of there a little bit earlier. He could have got him out of Sammy Vargas a little bit earlier, but I think he was just telegraphic. But then again, Sammy Vargas wasn't able to adjust. This is like the perfect opponent for Danny Garcia. Perfect opponent for Danny Garcia. And one thing I can say, that he at least uses jab, you know what I'm saying? He at least uses jab and stuff like that, and he's very consistent, which is the reason why he's been so successful, man. Now, Sammy Vargas stood in front of him. He tried to make the best of it, but that's what Danny Garcia needs, man. He needs a fighter that's, that stands in front of him. I wouldn't say, a fighter that's too much flat-footed, but a fighter who is not always on the move and whatnot. Because, if you see it, man, Danny Garcia, he likes to plant his feet and he likes to get off those hooks. I didn't see anything that was, like, educated, like, as far as him setting up Samuel Vargas for a finish or anything like that. Nothing that would say that Danny Garcia was, like, maybe setting him up from, like, the second or third round for, like, a big punch or a finish or something like that. I didn't see anything like that, which I think is going to be very detrimental to him when he goes against Keith Thurman, man. Keith Thurman, people can say what they want to say about Keith Thurman, but he is fighting Danny. Danny's fighting Keith, so kudos to them. They're fighting March 4th, right? The location has yet to be announced on BoxRec, but they fighting. You know what I'm saying? So the unification match, you can't really knock that, man. You got two of the top 147 fighters fighting each other, and they're going to take care of business. So outside of that, we're at least going to have a unification match, next year. So with that being said, man, Danny Garcia, flat-footed fighter. I see Keith Thurman, and you can make this my prediction video, man, about this fight. I don't think I need to speak too much more on this fight, man, because Keith, they did have Keith Thurman ringside for a minute doing a little bit of commentary, but Keith Thurman, you can pretty much say, has enough foot movement like Lamont Peterson, if you haven't seen that fight, man, 2015, April 11th, man, Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson if that wasn't a blueprint on how to beat Danny Garcia, I don't know what was a blueprint. Also, Mauricio Herrera, that was a controversial win. Danny got the majority decision. But, man, if you stay on your feet and you pop shot Danny Garcia and stay out of his wheelhouse, you good to go. You good to go. And, a lot of people make fun of Keith Thurman saying he's, not one time, but run time Keith Thurman. Hell, that's all he needs to get, to defeat Danny Garcia, man. I don't see how Keith Thurman would lose to Danny Garcia unless he stops boxing, plants his feet, and tries to trade with Danny. That's Danny's only hope, man. But if Keith Thurman can stay on the outside, pop shop Danny, and maybe set him up, man, he's good to go, man. He's good to go with a win, man. So, yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I got Keith Thurman beating Danny. I'll be happy if Danny wins, but I doubt it, man. Especially if he face like a Earl Spence or something like that. I don't think he's outboxing Earl Spence. I don't think he's going to outclass Earl Spence, especially on the inside. Now he might prove us wrong, man. Danny's been proving everybody wrong. He's been proving everybody wrong. But other than that, man, this should be a victory for Keith Thurman. I got Keith Thurman backpedaling all night, working that jab, setting his feet when he needs to, and outboxing Danny Garcia. I wouldn't be surprised if he sets him up with a knockout punch. Pretty much what he did to what's his name? Diego Chavez. Yeah, Diego Chavez. How he did Diego Chavez. Where he leaped in and set him up for a body punch, But other than that, man, you got to check that fight out and look at the finish to see what I'm talking about with the Diego Chavez fight. A lot of people don't give him credit for Diego Chavez, but he should, man. Nobody wanted to fight Diego Chavez. He was an undefeated Argentinian fighter. Excuse the noise, man. But, he was an undefeated Argentinian fighter. And Keith Thurman knocked him out, man. Keith Thurman knocked him out. He took care of business versus, look at the last four opponents. Leonard Bundu, Robert Guerrero, Luis Collazo, and Sean Porter, And Danny, his last four has been Lamont Peterson. A lot of people, if that, take out the rounds and stuff like that, if textbook, if he was going for a blueprint and Lamont Peterson told you, like, this is what I want to do, this is the game plan, he implemented the game plan to the T. He just needed an extra 3 rounds, but it was 12 rounds, man. He got started a little bit too late. He let some rounds go. But you got Lamont Peterson, Paulie, Robert Guerrero, and Samuel Vasquez. I would have to say that Keith Thurman, has the best record as far as the last 4 opponents. As far as him coming unscathed, no. But Sean Porter, former champion, Luis Collazo, former champion, Robert Guerrero, Leonard Bundu, Leonard Bundu, European champion, EU champ, and Robert Guerrero, decorated fighter, But let me know what y'all think about that, man. I'm just gonna keep it at that. Man, I'll catch y'all later, man. Thanks for listening. All those guys that subscribe, thank you very much. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.